Hello everyone, Rimea here, and welcome to the second part of my playthrough of Cloudy Super Mario Bros. U 2. So, this is the big mod, this is the one. This is the one I've been working on for 4 years now, and in the previous part we played through the first 3 levels, because we've been taking it slowly. I've been taking my time to talk about a lot of different things in the levels, which is, I hope, what people were expecting, because that's usually what I do in playthroughs. And of course, more than any other mod really, I have a lot to say about this one, you know, talking about developer insights and stuff. And we'll be continuing that same kind of style for this playthrough part. So yeah, last time we played through the first 3 levels, and we're now in Acorn Forest, which I guess is like the main first world of the mod. It's kind of meant to be like a transitionary like thing with like, you know, we have the Acorn, Acorn Plains and now Acorn Forest. It's kind of meant to be kind of like the same world, which I guess makes World 5 even bigger than it already is, which I'm pretty sure it is the biggest world in the whole game regardless. So that's kind of interesting. But without further ado, let's get started with Acorn Forest -1 Fuzzy Forest. I have a little bit of a changed loading screen there. I forgot to point those out last time, I guess, but yeah, there are a little bit like changed loading screens and stuff, and you'll see that throughout the rest of the mod as well. But yeah, you know, here we are, custom tiles in it, custom background and everything. Like I said, we kind of started out a little bit vanilla with this mod, but now we're really into the custom stuff. Did that Shy Guy disappear, or did I kill him with my fire? I wasn't paying attention, but I could have sworn there was a Shy Guy here earlier. Well, whatever. Yeah, there are Shy Guys in this level, which are just model replaced Goon Brats. They don't really act like, you know, like what would they act like? I guess like Super Mario Bros. 2 Shy Guys. They don't act like that. That would be weird. They also don't act like the Shy Guys in newer Super Mario Bros. Wii. They kind of just act like how I would personally expect Shy Guys to act, which is just like Goombas, basically. Because they also act like that in, like, I don't know, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, I suppose. Sure. But yeah, this is quite an old level actually. A lot of the levels in this mod are like really old. Like this one's probably 3 years old at least, but it's been changed a lot since when I first made it. Of course, the tile set has been swapped multiple times, and like bonus rooms have been tweaked, and other things have just been completely changed. And that's something that I'll probably be talking about a lot about this mod. It's just like how a lot of the levels are really old and really have been changed a lot. So yeah. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, the main forest music that you'll be hearing throughout this world was composed by Nin Tyler, and that's like his main, like I said, he composed the map themes and also this theme, and that's really it actually, because the music that he composed for this mod was actually originally made for a different mod, and so some of that music is still being used in other projects as well. So yeah, I couldn't use everything he made, and I didn't want to because I already had a bunch of other great composers working on the project as well. By the way, speaking of the entire, if you guys want to see like a blind playthrough of the mod, that's not just like someone waffling on about the development, but more about like reacting to things and stuff, then yeah, you should probably check out his playthrough. He's doing great, and I've really been enjoying his playthrough so far. That already brings us onto the midway of that level. As you might notice, the Koopas in this world are purple, or at least the red ones are. That's just because, you know, it kind of fits with the poison stuff that we'll be seeing later on in this world. Because I still kept the poison water in some of the levels, so I thought, you know, making the red Koopas purple would kind of fit with that. In general, Koopas change color in this mod depending on what level theme you're in, which is kind of like a staple of mods in general, I feel. So yeah, not too big of a deal, I suppose. That red coin section there is quite hard to do without taking damage, I've found, but I think it's fine. Yeah, sometimes, like I said, like levels would be like made and then changed like years later because I didn't really like some things in it. For example, originally this level like only features like 1 or 2 of these like beanstalk tendril things, but I decided to add a couple more sections, like this one here, for example, to kind of reinforce the mechanic a little bit more. That's how we ended up with that one up that I didn't get. In general, I had a lot of fun with this level, like trying to come up with ways to use the Fuzzies and Yoshi together, because they kind of work together as a mechanic really well. Also, love the tiling and stuff in this level, and also this bonus room in particular was inspired by, I think it's B-1 from newer Super Mario Bros. Wii, which is like the first mini mega level. It also has a bunch of like semi-solids, and like I said, it kind of has a bonus room like this as well. And yeah, also right there, the 8-bit cloud for this level. So there it is. I'll probably forget to point those out occasionally because like they're just too obvious to me. Like I don't even think about them as like secrets anymore because I'm just so used to them being there. But yeah, you'll probably see them as well. This is definitely one of the few, like, kind of simple star coins in the mod. Like, it's still hard to get, kind of, because you have to, like, dodge those fuzzies or jump over them or something. But, like, it's just, like, there's no bonus room attached to it or anything, no, like, crazy setups. It's just, like, a little bit of a hard jump. And that's, like I said, that's a rarity for this mod. So, yeah. In general, there are no Goomrats in the whole mod. I just replaced all of the Goomrats with Shy Guys, because I guess it's kind of more cool and custom that way. It also allows me to recolor them depending on the level theme. So for example, here they're green, but they're going to show up soon again as red, and so forth. Alright, so last time we saw the edited Miiverse message that told us about a bunch of different things in the mod, but I also hijacked the Toad message here to kind of tell us about a little bit more as well. Oh, this is terrible. Some weirdo stole a bunch of my stuff, and he's so fast, I'll never catch him. Mario, you've got to help me. Of course, I did add custom navigate paths to the mod and to all the levels that are supposed to have them. However, I didn't really try to make that a priority, and it's not really, like, they don't always work amazingly well, because I didn't want to, like, design my levels around working for Nabbit, which often had to be done for New Super Shoe. I just finished up setting up the new Toad House challenges, and then he robbed me. Mario, be sure to check out my Toad House, and please catch that creep. Yeah, so I kind of hijacked that Toad message to let the player know about the kind of custom Toad House thing that we have in this mod. So if you check out the Toad House here, it's hard to tell in the World 5 map, but it's actually like slightly more pink or magenta-ish instead of red. It's actually easy to tell in where is it? Right here. You see how you see how this Toad House is like kind of pink-ish, but this one's just straight up red. Yeah, it's okay. I can put them on screen at the same time. Yeah, so this one's also kind of more pinkish, but it's hard to tell because it's the World 5 lighting. But yeah, the pink ones are kind of the custom ones, and the red ones are the vanilla ones. So we can jump down here, and then we have a randomized challenge, and it always involves Baby Yoshi. Let's see, which one did we get? Oh, it seems like we got the Piranha Plant one. Alright. Yeah, so you just get Baby Yoshi, and you have to do some kind of challenge with him. We also have these cool signs here, which are actually just, like I said, I call them signs because there are signs. They're edited signs, just without, without the sign part. They're only the arrow part, and they also made them bigger. And I put them on a movement controller, and yeah, those are quite cool. Yeah, these are always just very simple and small challenges. You just have to get like past a couple obstacles with Baby Yoshi, and then you get a power up for it. I wish I could have made it to where I would have gotten like multiple power-ups for it, because like, I feel like that would be worth it for a challenge which tends to be a little bit difficult. But sadly, I seem to only be able to give the player one power-up like that, so that's a shame. Oh well. Anyways, on to 5-2 Larvae Lakeside, or Larva, Larvae, I don't know.
Larvae.
It's like the plural of the word larva, which is like the larval stage of an insect, which is actually what wigglers are. Wigglers are like caterpillars, which is the larval stage of butterflies. So that's why this level is called what it is. Yes, this is of course a level focused around wigglers and stuff like that, which is quite a common thing for a forest world, but I still try to kind of put my own twist on it. We also in this level have these poison falls, which are kind of inspired by the way they look in, I guess, newer Super Mario Bros. Wii. Though in my case they have a lot more frames, and I think they look a lot better, honestly. Yeah, they look decent. And let's see, what else do we have? This first star coin here is another one of those star coins which I talked about in the last episode, where there's like, you see the star coin, and you kind of move past it, and then there's like a way to get the star coin by, for example, in this case, hitting this switch. Also, if you notice, this Wiggler actually waited for us on the side there. There's like a little contraption below the poison water, which makes sure that like the Wiggler gets stuck in that hole, but only if the player is on the side of the ground there, basically. Kind of cool. It's kind of one of those subtle things I hope people don't actually notice, but it's just there to help the player, I guess. Yeah, I quite like this level. This is another oldie, I guess, another one that's been changed a lot and was made probably back in, I don't know, 2019, maybe 2020. I don't know. Here it's also a fun little setup where if I were to die, like the Wiggler would actually start walking right, because of course after you come back from the midway you want to start moving right because that's the way to go. But when you first enter the zone, the Wiggler actually starts moving left, and that's because I set the Wiggler to like move in the direction the player is at. And so yeah, it's just like a fun little convenient setup to make sure that the player is never has to wait too long for no reason. Here's something I've seen a lot of people struggle with, but I didn't even really consider that people would care too much. But yeah, if you go up here above this secret pipe here, this is actually where the secret exit is. So yeah, like that secret exit doesn't even lead to any custom levels or like anything else. It's just like skips World 5 basically. And I don't know, I just didn't really care about that. So I didn't figure that so many people would get frustrated looking for that. But yeah, it's above this pipe here. Anyways, let's enter the pipe itself. This is a cool little bonus room. So there's actually this bug that happens when you put a Wiggler on a moving platform, which is that like the lower part of its body will get stuck like lower than it should be. And that allows for this Wiggler to kind of look like it's like struggling up while the poison is rising, which is a really cool effect, and also makes this bonus room a little bit harder than it would have been otherwise. And you just have all these coins you can collect. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Let's see, can we get in there? Oh yeah, there we go. Off-screen pipe. The Wiggler actually like does another like little lap, and then he comes back, and you can get into the pipe quite easily. So that's fine. And then another staple for this mod, or at least it will slowly become a staple for the mod, is the second half auto-scroller, basically. Yeah, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain why exactly doing an auto-scroller for the second half of the level is so attractive to the level designer, but it just is. Like, it allows the level designer to, like, control the player's moves entirely and kind of, like, use mechanics in, like, the best possible way, I suppose. Because, for example, if this section here wasn't auto-scroller, I couldn't have done this whole, like, thing with the wigglers coming in from different directions and you having to, like, ride on them. Because you might just get left behind on a platform or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to justify exactly why, but it definitely is a good idea. Also, I just died. Yeah, so what I was trying to do as I was dying previously was to get this lag dude like that, okay. Which is a lot easier to do with the Acorn suit. You're basically just supposed to, like, jump on, like, a paratrooper and then, you know, get his cloud. And you can go up this poison fall up here, and that brings you to this this bonus room. This is like the most vanilla bonus room in the whole mod, I feel, where it's just like, you know, you have these bonus tiles which I don't use throughout the rest of the mod at all, but those are from the original game. There's some arrows pointing up, and you know, yeah, you can get Lakitu's cloud again, and you have this big pixel art Lakitu thing, which also of course counts as this level's 8-bit cloud. And I quite like this guy here. Like, I don't know, this is definitely one of my favorite 8-bit clouds in the mod. It's really quite neat. And once again, you can fall down on either side of the pipe as well, and you won't die or anything. Trying to be really player friendly in that way. And yeah, you don't skip that much of the level by getting to that bonus room. There's like barely anything left after the point where you go to the poison fall. So there we go. That's that level done. Alright, and now it's time for Bronzewood B-Way, which is a level that changed a lot throughout development, because you might remember in the original reveal trailer for Cloudy SMBU 2, there were these custom bees shown with a bee level and like the honeycombs and everything. But this level actually got completely redone only like, I don't know, probably about half a year ago that I did that. Because I didn't really like the way that level was, like it just didn't turn out great, and I don't know. So I decided to just completely remake it, and now it's yeah, completely different from how it used to be. So it used to not even be an auto-scroller. It used to not have the bees like this. They were like remodeled cheap cheeps instead of remodeled Eep and Deep cheeps. Because yeah, if you didn't know, these bees right here, which might feel like they're custom elements or whatever, they're actually remodeled fish, basically. You know, like the yellow and the green cheap cheeps, which kind of chase you or kind of move away from you? Yeah, that's what those bees are. So that's kind of interesting, I suppose. And yeah, of course, we also have the climbable honeycomb things, which are definitely inspired by Neowii. Though I would like to say that I think I made them look a lot better than Neowii's. Like the way Neowii's, like, they don't really attach to each other. They were like kind of like border on each other, which made tiling them a lot easier, but it also makes them look a little bit more strange, in my opinion. So I went for a lot more of a, I guess, kind of a realistic looking thing here with the honeycombs. And yeah, like I said, the main bulk of this level is an auto-scroller, which is mainly just because, like, when you think about the Eep Jeeps and the Deep Jeeps, they don't like move back and forth. They move in one direction, which makes it really hard to design a non-auto-scroller level around them, because you can't really control like when exactly the player interacts with them or whatever if they just keep moving in one direction the whole time. So yeah, we also have these big rotating yellow platforms, which kind of serve as like a secondary mechanic, I suppose, or kind of more like the main mechanic almost. Alongside the honeycombs and the bees. And yeah, together they form quite a decent stage, I suppose. I'm not like a huge fan of this level. I kind of rushed it, I feel, towards the end of development. But I guess it's fine. I don't know. I think most people are probably just going to be mesmerized by the custom bees and don't really care about the actual level design, you know? That's fine. As long as they enjoy themselves. Getting up to this start run is kind of precarious. I think most people will be inclined to kind of walk right. Once they don't see Mario anymore, they'll just be like, you know, we'll just walk off there, and so they'll land on that platform. I've already seen a bunch of like playthroughs and stuff, and people did it just fine. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. And that leads you to this cool little, you know, secret route up here, and then you can get the second star coin. Also to the left there is the secret cloud for this level. I like that how you kind of feel like, oh, you're like in that little zone there. Maybe there will be like a special exit controller down below to catch you and then bring you to the other zone. But no, actually, it's all just one zone, and you end up right into the midway there. It's really cool, I think. Originally, we did have a secondary forest theme, which is basically a little bit more like athletic and kind of like, I don't know, like less jungle and more forest, if that makes sense, you know? And that would have fit more for this level, I feel. But we ended up deciding to kind of switch around the music in the mod last second. And so we ended up with only one forest theme, which is fine because this theme is really good. I just don't really know if it fits this kind of forest all that amazingly well. But regardless, you know, like I said, I still think it's a good theme. In general, it was a pain getting all the music for this mod like right and getting all of it imported and stuff. Huge thanks to Dr. Tricky for doing that. But also just like coordinating the different people who are working on the music to do so, and yeah, I don't know, it's just a huge pain. You know what else is a huge pain? Yeah, dying. Something you might have not noticed yet is actually that like I said, there's Eep Cheeps and Deep Cheeps, and of course they act completely differently from each other. The yellow ones kind of move away from the player, and the green ones kind of move towards the player. So if you notice, there are actually also two different shades of the bees here, and there's more yellow ones like this one right here, and there's more orange ones like this one right here. And the orange ones are the ones that chase you, and the yellow ones are the ones that move away from you. And I imagine most people won't even notice that, because I kind of try to purposely make that like a little bit subtle, because I kind of like the idea of the bees just kind of acting like kind of sporadically, like kind of, I don't know, doing weird stuff basically, and the player not really being sure as to what exactly they'll do. You know, as if they're like real animals, I suppose. So therefore I try to make that really color a little bit subtle, but I still wanted to make sure that you know, if players did catch on to that difference, that they would be able to tell the difference. So I think I struck a good balance there. Yeah, towards the end here, I get a little bit crazy with this platform here because, you know, I kind of wanted to be like, oh, look, it's like the final setup of the platforms, guys. Look at the amazing mechanical progression. Not a huge fan of the way that turned out. Can I please get up here? Okay, we have to hit this switch. Okay, there we go. That switch despawns all of those honeycombs because it's kind of like a cool thing of like, wow, I toggled all of those away. You have to make sure you can make the jump. I don't know. It's also definitely one of the least multiplayer friendly things in the whole mod, because if you imagine like one of your friends is on the honeycombs, as they get despawned, they're just dead. So yeah. Remember when I mentioned there was also the yellow Cheep Cheep? So yeah, that's what all these are. So they all kind of move away from the player. So yeah, some people might be inclined to do like something like that with a with their ice flower or whatever, but you don't really have to. You can also just like kind of, you know, be patient and just, you know, let them move away from you, and works out pretty well. Fun little bonus room. Originally, by the way, the background for this level was a lot more orange, but then like last minute I decided, you know, like it was definitely, like, I also had some of my friends tell me like it's definitely too orange. So I decided to kind of introduce this like kind of pink lighting to the level, which makes it look a little bit less like mono color. And yeah, there we go. Like I said, pretty decent level, definitely not one of my favorites, but it's fine, I guess. I suppose we might as well check out the 1-Up house, because that has been changed a little bit. I am terrible at these, by the way, so excuse my poor gameplay. But yeah, the main thing that's been changed here is the addition of these moving platforms, which I tried to make look very official with the, you know, the stripe pattern and stuff, and I think I succeeded. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is definitely. I think Mocha pointed this out to me once. Like it's weird how difficult this is, because this is like arguably one of the hardest platforming challenges in the whole game, really. These freaking 1-Up mushrooms. I like avoiding the Bowser ones. I say that I'm actually doing pretty decent. Okay, well, whatever. I still did pretty decently. Like I don't usually get this many. All right, yeah, pretty happy with that. All right, I don't think we'll be checking out any more of those, because, you know, they're all just the same. But yeah, that's also been modified. All right, now on to Track Switch Tower, which is definitely one of the more like, oh, look at us, we're a mod kind of levels, if that makes sense. There's a lot of like custom elements and stuff in this level. Though once again, all of them were done without custom codes. So yeah, we have these exclamation mark blocks, which are a thing. Like, you see them in a lot of other mods as well. Kind of like, you know, they kind of activate something. And in this case, in the case of this level, they'll often spawn other blocks and also despawn these like full blade gear whatever things from I guess New Super Mario Bros. 2 or like Super Mario Bros. 3 or whatever you want. Or not, was it Super Mario Bros. 3 or was it World? I forget. I think it's World actually. We also have the tower music here, which starts off really quietly, but then it gets like progressively louder. This one was composed by Firefalls once again, who, like I mentioned earlier, was I guess like the main composer for the mod. Yeah, also what you just saw was another one of those like secrets where like, oh, you see a little like something and then you hit a switch and you go back and oh yeah, there, now you can get the secret. This just jump was originally a lot harder. I think it was 2 blocks wider originally, but now it's been made a little bit easier after playtesting, and it's you know, it's still a little bit tricky sometimes, so I guess I'm happy with that change. Up there you can see a big like boom boom like statue thing in the wall. Strangely enough, in the original New Super Mario Bros. U, there were like a bunch of those, but with Bowser Jr., even though Bowser Jr. never even showed up in the tower. So yeah, that's why I made Boom Boom ones for this this mod, and I think those look pretty nice. Yeah, like I said, the tower theme kind of gets progressively louder until it, you know, calms down again. Yeah, so a lot of this level is basically like these kinds of setups where you know hit a bunch of switches and then some stuff happens. And interestingly enough, of course, often the objective is to get rid of these soul things, which means that if you want to, you can just damage boost to kind of avoid all of this platforming here, which is what I imagine speedrunners would do if speedrunners were to play this mod. Something else I haven't mentioned that yet, I suppose, is the fact that in this level these conveyor belts are semi-solid. If you notice, they actually look very different from how they do in New Super Mario U, even though I think most people probably don't notice that. But yeah, they're actually made out of semi-solids, like, you know, the standard New Super Mario Bros. Semi-solid tile. So that's why they are semi-solid, I suppose. But also just like I made them semi-solid because I feel like that would work better for what I wanted this level to be, you know. Once again, another setup there where, you know, you can hit a switch and then some souls disappear. Up here is probably one of my favorite clouds in the mod, because it's like this big old like cloud face in the wall, which is, you know, of course different from the Boom Boom we saw earlier. And that was also one of the last clouds that was made. Originally that one looked very different, looked a lot worse, I suppose, but then I tried to make it look more like a 3D render, I suppose, and it actually looks pretty good now. Oh yeah, I also use these like jungle log things here. That's just because like they weren't used anywhere else in the mod, and I felt like they kind of fit with the tower, I suppose, like with the theme we have going with like this mechanical stuff and like wood and things. I don't know. I guess it kind of works. Oh, it is a stock one I see a lot of people struggling with, but I'm not gonna change it. Basically, like throughout the mod, throughout this level, I should say, there have been these indicator like tiles here, which indicate like what tiles are going to be destroyed or spawned or whatever. And so here you'll probably see like, oh hey, if I hit this switch, those tiles will disappear. You know, I think most people will probably understand that if they take a second to look at it. And then they'll also probably see, oh, there's a pipe over there. So I don't think I've seen anyone actually get this on their first try yet, but there's also the midway right here, so you can just reset. But yeah, you're supposed to just like not hit that switch and then you can go into this pipe. This is actually one of the last bonus rooms I did for the mod, because originally this bonus room was like completely different and just kind of lame, honestly. I did that quite a bit throughout the end of the development, was just like changing bonus rooms and stuff to be a little bit more interesting. We kind of skipped over a section there. That's just because like the way I often structure bonus rooms is where like they'll probably be like right towards the end of a zone, and then like once you finish the bonus room, you go to the next zone instead of going back to the zone you came from. I think that's something that Jerby discovered I do a lot, basically, and I do them, yeah, in this level as well. I do them a bunch. Once again, kind of using these jungle log things because why not, I guess. Here, if you hit this switch, you can just continue because once again you're despawning blocks and stuff. But however, there's also this over here. This big old layer 0 Boom Boom. And you hit that switch, it's not immediately obvious what happened, but it's actually this platform here that spawned, which allows you to go into this pipe. This is another bonus room that was completely added in like post-production, I guess you could say. You know, like if I wasn't fast enough, this power block would have fallen down. And the same also goes for the star coin, though. I can't imagine how you'll miss that star coin if you've already got the power block. I'm sure it's happened to someone. I don't know. Yeah, so once again, we also kind of skip past the section here. That's just like this little section with the Mecha Koopas that go down this little like staircase with the soul blades and also the conveyor belts, and yeah, it's a thing. And then also here, there's like this whole section where originally there was also soul blades to the right here, but those got despawned because you know entered back into the level from that side. But basically that makes it pretty hard to get this switch here. But now that we've gotten the bonus room, it's actually not that difficult. Alright, and now it's time for a vanilla Boom Boom boss, because oh no, there are no custom bosses in this mod. Yeah, I'm sure that will disappoint some people, but I don't like, I mean, I'm not using custom code. I don't know how to do code stuff, so I didn't really want to use custom code. And also, I'm not a fan of like just adding random level elements to a existing boss fight, which is also something that some mods do. So for the most part, the boss fights in this mod are just vanilla. Vanilla, and thus, in the case of Boom Boom, extremely easy. Once again, have a little bit of a different jingle there as well for when you kill the boss. That one was also taken from Puzzle and Dragons Super Mario Edition, or whatever it's called. But yeah, with that, I think we've played enough levels to fill up another episode. So I hope you enjoyed, and oh, I guess we're watching another cutscene here. Actually, oh, before we go, I should mention that this, you see how this is going to be like fog appearing and stuff, and the sky is going to get darker and that kind of thing? That was actually done using color animations in the original game, and that meant that because I made the World 8 Sunset, I had to completely like modify those color animations, and that was quite a pain. But yeah, anyways, as I was saying, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll hope you tune in for the next time where we play through, I guess, like the spooky part of the mod. So yeah, I hope to see you guys there. And yeah, see you later. Bye bye.